Welcome to the C-Suite at the Open Series with TMX Group. I'm Arnie Goldstein, Head of Company Services based out of Vancouver. Joining me today is Lukas Lundin, the head of the Lundin Group of companies. Welcome, Lukas. I'm glad to have you with me today.
Okay, thank you very much. I'm happy to be here.
So the Lundin Group of companies, you're involved in a variety of different commodities around the world. On the mining side, you explore for base metals, gold, uranium, as well as diamonds. Given everything that's going on in the world right now with the COVID-19 crisis, I'd be really interested to know what your global views are on the base metals industry and what you see happening now and what you think is going to happen.
Yeah, I think basically on the base metal industry, you're going to have a bit of a slowdown in the world. We have, with the COVID-19 and, and the restrictions of movement of people, which slows down the economy very hard. And at the same time, we see some of the base metals are highly underinvested. So they have a two-pronged effect. It's going to be a bit of a slowdown in demand, but over the long term, we see slowdown in investment. So so when demand picks up, there's not going to be enough metal around. So we see we particularly quite optimistic on copper, and we see iron ore as an interesting metals, and so short term it's going to be pretty tough, but in the long run we see we're quite optimistic.
Fantastic. I'm glad to hear that. There's a lot of, or what are your thoughts on the gold market right now?
The gold is quite interesting because we're printing so much money trying to get out of this problem we have. We're giving everybody paychecks, and the French state basically put everybody on forced chômage, how you call it in French, forced retirement for a couple of months, so the state is paying. So it's a lot of money being printed, which, weakens the currency. I guess inflation will come one day. So we see gold quite as an interesting, very attractive commodity today because it's the only hard asset out there that kind of makes sense. The currencies are really being overprinted. So over time, that's going to hurt us. So very optimistic on gold, and gold looks quite good. And the big gold companies have really sharpened their pens. They've got their costs lower, so they're all making good money.
Fantastic. There's a lot of interest in uranium as well. You've got Dennisman Mines, which is looking to develop one of the projects into a producing mine. What are your thoughts around that?
I think uranium has been very tough for a very long time, but we see the shutdown of Cigar Lake in Saskatchewan by Cameco. We see some stuff shutting down in Kazakhstan because of COVID. So we're getting a bit more optimistic view on the uranium, and uranium is a very clean energy at the end of the day. So so it should have better days, but it's been a very, very tough market. Every time something uranium was about to pick up, and then we got the tsunami in Japan, and then it's not an easy commodity, but a little bit bullish on it today.
What are your thoughts about the diamond market these days?
Diamond market today is a little tough because on the small side, because there's lack of demand. So, but on the larger stones, we see still quite strong demand. But on the smaller market, obviously, because of less demand, and so that's the smaller market diamonds is pretty tough. But the larger stones seem to still hold in. They're about 30% less today, and obviously, with this kind of environment, people are not going to rush out to buy diamonds. But on the larger stones, we see the buying for value, so it's like a bit of like buying gold. So, but in the smaller market, it's going to be tough till the world economy recovers.
Fantastic. So COVID-19's had a major impact, especially in the mining industry. And times are really difficult. Have you got any other thoughts of what's going on and what kind of ways to create opportunities in the mining space?
I think what happens creates opportunity to do mergers and acquisitions, because luckily enough, all our companies have a pretty healthy balance sheet, and some other companies have less healthy balance sheets. So I think it creates opportunity if you have a strong balance sheet to acquire assets today, especially in the base metal business.
No, that's a fact. Are there any thoughts that you'd like to leave with your investors today?
Yeah, I think we have to we have this very sharp downturn in the economy, But I think you have to, I mean, we're kind of bullish on oil price also. We see supply destruction in oil business is enormous. So we're gonna, once the economy return, all the supply destruction like the oil fields in the UK and the shale oil in the US not gonna rebound. So we are quite bullish on energy over the, not that long, short term. I think by year end, we're gonna see prices change again. And we also see the gold industry looking very, very good over the next 3 to 4 years. And then selectively base metals, copper, iron ore looks interesting.
Fantastic. Lukas, thank you for joining me today. We really appreciate your time.
Thank you very much.